Hey everyone, welcome to the DUI Credit Repair Masterclass. So first things first, if you're going to be fixing your credit, you obviously need to know how to read and get familiarized with how a credit report looks like and how to read certain things on a credit report that you might be overlooking. So I'm very happy to be able to hopefully give you an inside look and open the world of credit repair and hopefully get you to that next step in your credit repair journey and wish you something but the best, and let's get you to that 700 or 800 club. So first things first, you guys already know that I'm a huge advocate of identity IQ because you're able to see the account on all three credit bureaus, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to factually, what to look for on the credit report, what should be on the credit report, what shouldn't be on a credit report, and how to learn how to kind of spot some violations, items that are not compliant and falsely hurting your credit report. So things that should be e-Oscar protocols and things that are not following the laws of Metro 2 compliance, which is very severe and harsh penalties by the CFPB, something that I want you guys to keep in the back of your mind. Again, the way we teach and the way to get things off your credit report the correct and right way is by challenging the account and seeing if they're following Metro 2 compliance and if they're following e-Oscar protocols, okay? These are very huge when it comes to data reporting because in order for an account to be reporting on your credit report, it needs to follow the OSCAR protocols. And if it's following Metro 2 compliance, on top of that, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is for short, we call it the FCRA, is it accurate credit? Is it reporting accurate on your credit report? And obviously, if it's not Metro 2, then it's not. If it's not following Metro 2 format, it cannot be then it cannot be reporting accurately. Therefore, it violates the FCRA simultaneously, and same thing with e-Oscar protocol. Um, if it's not following e-Oscar protocol, then it kind of breaks the chain of it's not following Metro 2 compliance and it's not up to the FCRA standards. So first things first on the credit report, I'm going to scroll down. You guys want to look. These are going to be your reference numbers or your credit report number. You're gonna see your report date, which is normal. We're gonna scroll down, and the first thing you're gonna see is your personal information. Let me scroll down. Okay, perfect. I'm not sure if you guys have purchased my other DUI credit repair kits, but I go overview of why you should dispute old names, old addresses, employers, telephone numbers off your credit report. I highly recommend that even if you have good credit, just delete all of these obsolete, old, inaccurate information that no longer pertains to you, because it's not like you're going to move back to that apartment that you had 5 years ago. Like, it's why does that need to be on your credit report? Delete it, clean it, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So if you yourself, or if you're trying to do credit repair to make some money, some side money hustle, or just trying to do it as a career, you're gonna always want to delete addresses, previous old addresses off the individuals or your credit report, which it'll show here. Obviously, I have it blurred out because I don't want to show my client's personal information, but you always want to check to make sure also for your name if it's actually reporting your name accurately. You'll be surprised that there's a lot of misspelling, or sometimes they put middle initial, which technically a middle initial shouldn't be on a credit report, but sorry, that's just a little too a little advanced. No, not really, but it's optional. Okay. You guys can see they have also known as, so like they have nicknames for you, which I would recommend for you to delete. Like, even on my credit report a few months ago, it had Mitch because I go by Mitch, but I do not want that on my credit report. My name is Mitchell Alvarez, and that's it. So again, just obviously this is normal for them to be reporting this, but the goal is for you to delete old addresses that are not associated with you anymore. It'll help you in the long run. The less information the credit bureaus have, the better. We're going to scroll down on Identity IQ. It's going to tell you your credit score. It's going to tell you what your credit score for each credit bureau. Again, I want to point out that these are not FICO scores. These are Vantage scores, but just it gives you an estimate. It's a ballpark of where you are. I'm going to keep scrolling down, and the first thing you're going to see is a summary of your credit report. Okay, it's going to tell you that in TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. This is why I love IdentityIQ. It shows everything side by side, and it just compares the numbers for you. Again, it has 20 accounts here, 22, and then 20. It's going to tell you how many delinquent accounts. These usually pertain in the past. These usually pertain in accounts that you possibly were late in the past, or you missed a few just missed a few payments, and it's delinquent, or maybe you just the account was closed off, and then after it was closed, you finally ended up paying the balance. So either or. Obviously, derogatory or charge-off accounts, these are accounts that you stopped paying and the creditor just gave up trying to collect money, and it's just sitting on your credit report, just they're collecting dust, and it's just being reported as a negative closed charge-off account. Collection accounts, I'm sure we all know this. This is, so see if you guys can, this is why, this is another perfect example why I want to demonstrate to you that each credit bureau is his own business and it's his own company. Just because you have something on TransUnion does not mean it's going to be an Experian. So if you guys can see here, my client had 2 collection accounts, but on Experian is only showing 4. So she's actually, her TransUnion is not hurting as much as Experian because Experian has more collection accounts. We look over here, Equifax only has 1. So the credit report that's hurting the least is Equifax because it only has 1 collection account. But regardless, a collection account does huge damage. We all know that. So yeah, so now we're gonna scroll down, and this is where it comes to factual disputing. This is how you should look at every account. Again, you want to make sure that you're looking if it's up to if it's following Metro 2 compliance, and if it's following eOscar protocol, and if it's up to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And I'm going to show you exactly what all of that means right now. On a credit report, when they're reporting an account, it always 100%, there's no excuses, it always has to have the name of the account no matter what. It has to have an account number. This is actually pretty okay. We're going to go down. You have to go down to each column and make sure that everything is reporting accurately and the same, okay? All right, so this is an installment loan indication. Everything seems good here. Bureau code individual. Account status is open. Date open. Okay, if this was a negative account, we would attack this just by this. Again, you only need one thing, and it throws off the whole validity of the account, right? So date open, it says August 13, 2008. This one says August 1st, 2008. And then this one says August 1st, 2008. Again, you need to think about it. Is this, this is factual disputing what we're diving into. This is how your mindset should be. Is this eOscar compliant? And is it following eOscar protocol? And is it Metro 2 format compliant? I don't think so, because this is not accurate information. Think about it. Think about it this way. TransUnion Experian and Equifax are reporting that the account was open on the same day, right? But TransUnion is reporting that it was open actually on the 13th. This is TransUnion incorrect and both of these are right? Or are these correct and TransUnion is incorrect? Or now I'm questioning whether you have to question whether the account was actually open that day. So now this is not accurate information, therefore violates the FCRA. So that's one thing that you can ding them in. Now here, number of months of term. Again, common sense, it doesn't make any sense. You're telling me that there's 0, the number of months that this person signed up is 0, but yet there's monthly payments. Like, how does that make any sense? Now here on high credit, you see this one's 9,378. Okay, wow, this one's actually accurate across all 3. I'm surprised. I usually see this one off. Credit limit is 0. Makes no sense. How can you have an account open with no available credit? This is just not accurate information. Okay, past due. Yeah, well, of course it's an okay account. Last report. Okay, here we go. Last report. See, inconsistency, not a biggie, but that big one, again, that you guys want to look at is the date of last active. This one's really important, and it falls down into one of the categories of violations, because if this date is not accurate, then somehow this falls into the category of re-aging your debt. And this is a very huge one, because if they don't have the correct date, then they're possibly re-aging this account, which is violating the FCRA. And again, it's not following Metro 2 compliance nor Metro 2 format. Sorry, I said it twice. And they're not following eOscar protocol, and it's not Metro 2 compliant. But this is a positive account. You don't usually want to waste your time on positive accounts. Again, you want to attack negative accounts. But I just want to show you guys an overview of what each on a credit report, what you look for: the account name, if it, all of these, you have to look at each column one by one and compare them. Again, this is why I love IdentityIQ, because I can compare them just in one snapshot and just boom, boom, boom. Now let's look for negative accounts. Okay, let's gonna scroll down. I want to show you guys. Okay. All right, this is a negative account. Now, if I were to dispute this account, because obviously I want to get it deleted off your credit report, again, does it have an account name? Yes, it does. Okay, we're good there. The account number, is it the same account number? Well, let's check it out. No, it's not, because this one ends with EOO and then a bunch of X's, and this one ends with 0022 and a bunch of X's. So this is right here something we can ding them on, because again, why? I'm sorry, I know I sound like a parrot, but it's not eOscar protocol. It's not up to eOscar protocol, nor is it up to Metro 2 compliant. This is, again, these are very important. That's why I can't emphasize this enough. That's how you should look at accounts. You should never look at an account and say, oh no, the account does not belong to me. The account was open fraudulent. No. What's going to get you the account deleted off your credit report is if you attack them and you show them evidence that they're reporting an account that they're not reporting accurately, they're not reporting it up to Metro 2 compliant, and it's not following OSCAR protocol. That is a huge triple whammy. Now, let's go down this list. Okay, educational, transfer, okay. Date open. See? Boom, another one. Date open. How could you open an account on the 1st and then open an account on the 20th? It makes no sense. You can't do that. There's only one day the account was open. Which one is it? So again, you pin them against each other and you start questioning this. Balance, number of terms. Okay, perfect. This one seems okay, 120, and this one's 0. Okay, that's inaccurate information, so we ding them on this. High credit limit. Okay, past due. Okay, past due $0, but yeah, you're saying that this person was like, no. How could this person be late but not be past due? Late 120 days, but there's no past due balance. Again, that doesn't make sense. If you're late on paying somebody, there's going to be a balance because you're late. You haven't paid that person. Again, perfect. This is factual disputing. This is how you read a credit report. Last report, okay, 3/30/01. Again, this is inaccurate information. Boom, that's all we need. Not a biggie, but that's all we need. Date of last active. Okay, this is huge. This is actually almost a year difference. Again, doesn't matter if it's a 1 day difference or if it's 10-year difference. It's not accurate information, and you have leverage to get this account deleted. So this is everything that I mentioned. You're going to mark this off when you're writing your letter, screenshot this, include it in the letter, and you have ammunition to get this account deleted, because based on all of these violations and inaccurate information, not following Metro 2 compliance, and not up to the OSCAR protocol,